What's up? What's up? What's up? My TTG fam, how is everybody doing here today? What's going on, guys? How is everyone? Getting myself situated here, guys. Hold on, uno momento. All right, what's up, everybody? What's going on, guys? How are we all doing here today? What's going on, guys? What's up, everybody? Guys, we got a nice little live stream in store for you guys here tonight. We are going to be recapping kind of the trading day. What a day in chat. I mean, what a day in the markets. You've got all-time highs in the overall markets. You've got vaccine news. All right, you've got new all-time highs on the SPY. We had new all-time highs up there on the Dow. Okay, NASDAQ actually was the weaker of the batch here today. All right, guys. Vaccine news out of Pfizer, okay, coming out with a 90% success rate or efficacy on their vaccine. And that's what gave us a massive gap up today on the overall markets. We were up at one point, what is it, like 1,700 points on the Dow? Jay,
something crazy like that.
Yeah, I think it was like 1,700 points on the Dow when we were up early in the morning. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second, guys. All right, guys, so we are back. Sorry about that. Just got a little distracted with something. So, yeah, guys, so we're going to be recapping the action here from the day. Actually, I made a trade after hours today, which is something that I normally do not do. But I went after a trade today in the after hours market and actually caught a decent little trade on AHT, just a little 10% gain, nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. I had a little bit of profit on ONCT today. I tried to get some downside on Peloton. Short, I actually lost some money trying to short Peloton today after the gap down. I thought we were going to have a little bit more weakness. I shorted it, lost some money on that, but made a little bit of money on AHT and ONCT. I'm going to recap those trades for you guys. The Wolf pulling out a 52% gain on an X option trade that he's going to be breaking down and going over with you guys. And then he's been awfully busy. All right, awfully busy in the cannabis space. He was taking profits and reloading back on some of those positions today. So I'm sure he's going to want to talk to you guys about some of those cannabis stocks. So we have a pretty good live stream in store for us here today because everyone's wondering, like, what the hell happens now? What do we do now in the overall markets now that we've got this news of a 90% success rate vaccine that gaps us up to all-time highs? What's the next step? What are we looking at now? Where do we go from here? The market's pulled back big off the open. We were up, the SPY was up like 4.5% at the highs when we opened up, and then we closed down at the lows of the day, gave back a lot. The Dow gave back like 1,000 points from high to low, maybe even a little bit more than that. So, we definitely kind of had a lot of profit taking kick in. I'm going to talk to you guys about why I think that was. Why do we see so much profit taking come step in on that big gap up today? I'm going to talk to you guys about what I think triggered that and what caused that. And then we're going to go from there. We're going to recap some of those trades and talk about some of the adjustments that the Wolves made in the cannabis space. We'll talk about ONCT. We'll talk about AHT. I'm going to give you guys a couple of little helpful tips too, for those of you that trade after hours. Or if any of you are looking to trade stocks after hours, I'm going to give you guys a couple of helpful tips and pointers on trading stocks, either pre-market or after hours. I don't know why lately I've been getting a lot of questions from people about trading pre-market, trading after hours. And there are some things that I want to make sure that I discuss with you guys with regards to that. Okay. So some helpful tips for those of you that are asking me those questions. Before we do get things started, guys, I want to welcome everyone, my THD fam, joining me here on this live stream. We're streaming live across YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. All right. I'm Michael Edward, head trader, Actuary Trading Group. Began my trading career working at a hedge fund in New York City. We managed about $500 million. I went on to receive a Trader of the Year award in 2008. And the man sitting to, I guess that would be my left, your right, Jason, the Wolf of Weed Street, Spadafora, the leading voice in the cannabis space, ripping this cannabis rally to shreds, and a phenomenal options trader whose win rate is getting astronomically out of control. So we are going to be talking to you guys about some of these trade setups and talking about where the markets go from here. And before I do get that started, I want to make sure if you guys are brand new, subscribe to the channel, because I'm always doing live streams. I'm always doing Q&As. We're always sharing trade ideas, trade recaps on this channel. And most importantly, we're always giving away golden nuggets of information, guys. We share technical lessons and mental lessons on stocks, options, day trading, swing trading, you name it, we trade it. So you guys want to make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you guys never miss out on any one of these live streams. And of course, smash that like button, guys. Really helps me out with the YouTube channel and also shows Jason and I how much you guys appreciate the time, energy, and effort that we put into all of these live streams. All right. So with that being said, guys, I want to open the floor. I want to start off the live stream the same way that we start off every live stream, and that is with a blanket Q&A. All right, guys. So go ahead, guys, fire away, ask us questions. We are here for you. And then we're going to get into our trade recaps. And then we're going to start to get into we'll touch upon the SPY, all-time highs, and where I think we go from here. Was it too soon to buy tech stocks today during the drop? I mean, listen, I think it depends on your time frame. Depends on your time horizon. I think there's more of a rotation. I think there's some more downside on some of these tech names. As COVID begins to, and it's nowhere near in the rearview mirror. So I still do think I do think you still have some buying up. It's like, I almost think that the initial dip on the tech stocks off of like vaccine news, I think is buyable. And then as we get into the next like couple of months, because as we get into the next couple of months, even though you have vaccine news today, still has to get FDA approval, right? And it doesn't mean that coronavirus is just gone. You're still going to have really, really a rough next 2 to 3 months that could potentially still scare markets and could lead to money going back into some of these tech names. But then once you start to come out of those winter months, and once you start to get some advanced vaccine headlines like an FDA approval, and you start to get an idea of what's the word? I can't think of the word. Once you start to get an idea of, actual like vaccination, like what are the logistics of the vaccine? Like how long is it going to take to make a certain amount of vaccines for, to vaccinate the public, and what's the logistic process and how fast we can get it out there, and how much time is going to be needed. once you guys start to get that information, I think you'll just see a continuation of what I think started today. I think a rotation started today. Profit taking out of tech, and then you see what exploded today: airlines, cruise lines, a lot of your real estate companies. All of those stocks are the ones that exploded today. Cruise lines up 20, 30, 40%. Some of those REITs and realty trusts were up, 20, 30, 40%. Airlines up 20%. So I think that you started to see that rotation today. And what was the weakest? NASDAQ. The NASDAQ was actually red, and we were up like 1,200, 1,300 points on the Dow, and the NASDAQ actually went red. One of the biggest discrepancies I've ever seen percentage-wise between major indexes, NASDAQ was red and the Dow was up over 4%. That's one of the biggest discrepancies that I've ever seen in my trading career amongst one major exchange to the other. Now, usually they might be a half a point off, maybe with, tech's recent strength, maybe a full percentage point, maybe a percentage and a half. But to see the Dow up over 4% and the NASDAQ red, to see more than a 4% gap is huge. And I think that it makes complete sense when you look at what stocks are in the NASDAQ, what stocks are in the Dow, and the S&P. And I think that rotation really kind of sped up today. It's a trade that I know, the Wolf's been talking about it a lot on these lives. We've had this conversation a lot about the rotation trade. And it almost kind of felt like today that all of Wall Street, has been talking about this rotation trade out of growth and into value. But the timeline was really, 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 really sped up today. And you saw that. That's where that big discrepancy comes from. People were not yet ready for vaccine news like this. And I think it caught a lot of people off guard. And that's why you got such a large move in some of these other like market or economy opening stocks. And then you got these big drastic moves to the downside in some of these stay-at-home economy stocks like Zoom and Peloton. Those stocks got rocked today, So I think that it just kind of sped up that rotation. And I think there's more to come over the next several months.
Yeah, I agree, obviously. I've been talking a lot about this in September and just rotating out of a lot of my tech. One of the things that I've been saying is, look, I'm a seller of tech right now. And, one of the things that we've done for members, or one of the things that I know that I've done with the ones that I've mentored, is to have a plan for the profit, right? Nobody wants to get into Alaska Airlines or Spirit Airlines. I'm not trying to put my money in there. I'm not trying to put my money into Chevron or Exxon or Bank of America or, any of these other things that have just been completely beaten down. But the point that I've been trying to make is at some point, or Budweiser, I have to mention Budweiser because that's my favorite one. But the point that I was trying to make was at some point these things move and, have a plan for your profit because when these things decide to wake up, you already want to be positioned. And that's exactly what we saw today. It was just like FOMO on top of FOMO. It was nuts. I texted Mike at like 8 a.m. and was like, are you effing seeing this? The SPY was at 364, and futures last night were already ripping. Futures were, we were up 2% last night on tech. Tech was ripping. So then to see everybody's like, oh man, I guess party's over with Zoom. I guess this 1,500 or whatever it is PE multiple isn't cool anymore. One of the things that I would just kind of caution you to is it doesn't mean like, oh, I need to start loading up on these. It's going to be like just kind of yo-yo for a couple days. It's just nuts. This whole thing, completely out of left field, but it's always going to be that way. Now what I think that you guys should be doing is take a look at the COVID companies, and you know who they are, the ones that were absolutely nothing, and then all of a sudden we're like, we're a COVID company.
Yeah, we all know those.
Yeah, we sell masks. Oh yeah, we got the hand sanitizer game.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I've seen companies go
we're
from
actually getting out of the oil business, and we're going to start to make organic hand sanitizer.
Yeah, with like bioluminescent algae. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I've seen companies go from Bitcoin to weed to mushrooms to COVID in the span of like 6 months. It's nuts. So those ones are the low hanging fruit. Like INO, I hate. There's a bunch of them. I gave a whole list this morning to a bunch of the TTG crew. Kodak, yeah, Taurus trader.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kodak, yeah, that's another one.
That's actually a really good one.
Pope says all electric hand sanitizing pot infused.
Yes. Anybody that has pot infused hand sanitizer, short them. So yeah, and then we had earnings for the weed companies, which I'll admit were a lot better than what I thought they would be. I mean, they still weren't great. And they all faded. So remember, we talked about that last night, which ones would fade. I mean, Canopy hit $27. I think it closed at like 24 something. CG's Aurora.
I'll pull them up, Jay, as you're talking.
Oh yeah, thank you. What was the high on that one? 14. Oh my God! Look at those bag holders. Oh, that's Canopy. Yeah, 24.66, and the level that I talked about today, and Mike's a much better chartist than me, but this was one of those where I was like, oh, I know this one. Pull up the January 15th chart of Canopy, and it's right there, plain as day. And without even looking at what Canopy was doing, I saw that I was like, it has to stay above that. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, that's gonna be the biggest source of like it getting beaten up. So, and Aurora, I mean, still like, oh, their numbers were good. They beat they beat revenue estimates by like 4 million, but year over year, they're still down like 9.9%. So it's just kind of nuts. And then the US, the MSOs just kind of hung in there, but we'll kind of get into that later.
Yeah.
But it's just a real, wacky day overall. Like when my father-in-law starts calling me and he's like, man, this market's effing crazy, at like noon. I'm like, you're trading, dude? What are you buying?
Yeah. Craziness, man.
Well, I think, and I heard you guys talking about biotech before. I was doing something else. I thought that the craziest thing today was that Pfizer was only up 10% most of the day, and everything was like you would think. I mean, we've seen bigger moves on biotech companies.
Well, I think the vaccine is going to be free.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, it's great, but
I think the vaccine's going to be free. I mean, it's probably going to be like a government subsidized. Yeah, probably like a government subsidy or something like that. Or maybe I'm wrong. I have to check. I have to look into it. I honestly don't know. I don't know because I couldn't keep up. I know there was like some that were free, some that weren't. I mean, so I have to look. I have to look into it. There might be some people on the live stream if you guys know for sure.
And then what happened aftermarket? Was it Eli Lilly just got approved also?
Did it really?
Yeah, they got.
Well, hold on. Well,
FDA,
Pfizer's wasn't approved.
It got FDA like emergency use.
Eli Lilly's drug.
It was FDA. It was emergency use, right? Yeah, that's what it is. It wasn't that, hey, we got a vaccine.
Right.
It was emergency use, and it was like efficacy needed to be over 50%.
So the FDA
And it
was
was
looking
90.
right. Well, that was Pfizer. So Pfizer's efficacy was 90%, which is incredible because guys, like that's not even just good for the current situation. That's good in general for any vaccine. Just so you guys are aware, the FDA was looking for more than 50% efficacy for an emergency use designation on a vaccine. Okay. Pfizer's came out at 90%. Now, to put things into perspective for you, the measles vaccine is like 97, 98%. Smallpox is like 96. Chickenpox is like in the low 90s. And the flu shot, which is a vaccine, when you guys get that, that's a vaccine, is 40 to 60%. So to have this COVID vaccine from Pfizer come out at 90, that's a big deal. That's why the markets reacted as much as they did. Okay, because 90 is that's such a high number. The FDA was like, we just want 50. And Pfizer's like, no problem. I'll see your 50 and I'll raise you another 40 to give you 90% efficacy. That's right in line with, even if this was a normal vaccine trial that took 2-3 years, they would get approval at 90% anyway. Never mind emergency use approval. They would get full blanket regular approval. Yeah. Not just the situation being all things considered. That's why it's such a big deal, guys.
Yeah, and it's like for the market, and this is funny because you're going to love this term because we talked about this in March and April. We were just kind of going over everything. It's that, hey, we kind of, is that some light at the end of the tunnel? Like this is a possibility. I mean, it's everybody should be happy. You know, there's real cause for optimism, just kind of across the board. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool if they're not taking any, if they're not charging people for this. I mean, we're really paying for it in taxes, but I'm okay with it. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Here, let's do this, guys, because this is such a big topic. Let's save kind of the vaccine news and the overall markets for kind of a little deeper in the live stream. I want to take some questions right now that are unrelated to that. I know a lot of you have questions about that, but the main topic I want to discuss tonight is the vaccine and where do the markets go from here. So I'm going to talk about this in great detail. So instead of me just answering a couple questions here and there, I'm going to get into like a full segment on this in just a little while. We're just going to take a couple more questions just to give time to let people log on to the stream. So if you guys want, let's keep topic off of that for now because I'm going to get into it in just a few moments. So go ahead, guys, fire away with some other questions that are not related to like vaccine and you know, where do you think the markets go from here, that type of stuff. If you guys have other general trading questions, go ahead, fire away. We'll take a couple more while we give some time for people to log on.
Oh man, they're coming in quick. I saw something about Sundial. Guys, I hate Sundial.
Yeah.
It's a bag of garbage, but you know, it's super volatile. I mean, it was like 16 to 54 to 30 or 25. It hit 80 today pre-market. I don't even know what it closed at. Oh, I mean, last I looked at it was like 37. I mean, that thing's got so many bag holders in it that just don't understand what they're buying. You know, if you're buying Sundial, you're buying entry ticket to a game of musical chairs. Mike, you want to take the next one?
Yeah, my God, there's so many.
I know.
All right. Geez. Well, BMAT says there's still room for pot stocks to run. U.S. stocks, yes. Canadian stocks, I'd say no.
Yeah, you know, look, I keep saying that Canadian companies are just a trade. But if you're going to be in anyone, any one of them. You want to be in the ones that are are the most cashed up. In which case, you're looking at Canopy, Kronos, Aphria, maybe even Tilray. I hate to say it, but I really just hate Tilray.
I think it's just because it's like Tilray it's just like one of those like cult following stocks, man. It just like,
well, I mean,
when people think cannabis, they think Tilray, Aurora, it's just the names they flock to,
Yeah. I see Hexo. Hexo's garbage. If you caught that short that I talked about yesterday, I said that thing gets over $1, just buy $1 puts. You're welcome. That thing's such junk. Oh, Kern, awful. I mean, if you guys are just I'll just fire them out. Kern is garbage. MJ Freeway has had so many problems. That's the software that they use. They've had hacks. It's just junk. Please.
Yeah, Kern, Hexo, Sundial, not on the favorite list, guys. Let me see here. When will the airlines come back, in your opinion? They'll start to come back. They'll get pops with every vaccine news that you get. Every vaccine headline will see the airlines pop green on that day. But I think that a lot of the moves are going to have a tough time with real staying power until, honestly, until the population is vaccinated. I think that the airlines are not going to recover to pre-COVID levels for several years. I look at it this way, like after 9/11, and this is the biggest thing that I have to compare the airline sector to, a complete disruption in the travel space, 9/11. Okay. After 9/11, everybody was scared to fly. Airlines saw a massive drop in customers and people that were willing to fly. And now COVID, you're seeing a massive drop in, obviously, people willing to fly. The only difference is that now you actually have, it's not just necessarily people are scared to fly, which is actually crazy, because all the data that's actually coming out actually shows that you're actually a lot safer in an airplane and have a much lower rate of
1%.
Huh?
1%.
Yeah, you have a much lower rate or chance of unless someone is sitting like right next to you and they sneeze on you, obviously, then, but if someone that's, 20 rows behind you or in front of you has it, the chances of you actually getting that virus with the amount of circulation that they have on airplanes and the filtration systems that the air goes through, because the air is constantly moving, and the way they disinfect the planes before you get on, the actual rate of spread on an airline is extremely low, extremely low. So, it's a matter of like the lockdowns or the requirements on like, oh, you need a COVID test within a certain amount of days before you can enter certain countries. Like, you have all these different regulations around the world, and people just don't want to be bothered with it. So when I look at 9/11, it took 3 years after 9/11 for airlines to get back to pre 9/11 levels. And I think that COVID is going to be somewhere around that as well. I think that you're going to have, it's going to take a couple of years until you have airline traffic is back to where it was. Maybe at least, I'd say probably at least maybe 2 years. Let's see. Oh yeah, Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat took a beating today because McDonald's announced their McPlant. All right, so McDonald's has their own plant-based burger now. So Beyond Meat took a hit, and then it actually came out that Beyond Meat helped them make the McPlant. So then Beyond Meat rallied, and then Beyond Meat came out with earnings, shit the bed, and then tanked. One of the most ridiculous seesaw days I've ever seen in my life in a stock. Beyond Meat, guys, you want to talk about a seesaw? Look at this stock. Okay, look at this stock today, right? McDonald's comes out with news that they created a McPlant. Beyond Meat tanks. Then Beyond Meat's like, wait a second, we helped McDonald's create the McPlant. Beyond Meat explodes. Then Beyond Meat comes out with earnings and shits the bed. This is the most ridiculous whipsaw day. You want to talk about volatility? Beyond Meat went from, this stock went from 165 to 140, back to 170, down to 110. Okay. Just an absolute insane day on Beyond Meat. And now when we go out and I take you guys out to the on the daily chart and you look at this chart pattern on Beyond Meat, I mean, it's brutal. I mean, that's a brutal breakdown. That's a brutal breakdown. You had a key support level here, guys, like around 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
123 is where I set alerts for on my phone to let me know, and it's usually a good time to get calls. It's bounced off of that. I think the last 3 times it's gone there, it's just ripped off of it.
Yeah, it's had real nice moves the last several times. Yeah, 3 times. That the last 3 times it's gotten to this level. You'll see here 1, 2, 3. So I mean, here, literally, look. There's 1. There's 2, and then obviously there's the big one. There's 3, and now you can see now we're below it. All right. So what I would actually look for now, that was a key level of support there, guys, in Beyond Meat. So look for that, the low 120s, like 120 to 121, like that little area. Look for the 120s area. Look for that to now act as an area of resistance, and then see if Beyond Meat drifts a little bit lower. See if Beyond Meat drifts a little bit lower. But just an absolute wacky day for that stock.
Yeah, I would say that after the earnings hit, I think that there was probably just so much fatigue in that whipsawing during the day that they were just like, I'm over this shit. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was nuts. That was nuts. Do I think solar power stocks will rise?
I think they've risen a lot.
They have risen a lot.
Yeah.
I think that you may have like a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing with the Biden, with the election and everything. So, but what I actually do think is that if the Senate flips Democrat, then I think I think the solar stocks take off, because I think the markets will read that as, it's going to be, free sailing for green tech energy. And I think people are going to just start to pour into all the green tech stocks that they can find. If you maintain a Republican Senate, I think that there'll be less of a, we have to jump in, we got to act now type of thing, because a Republican controlled Senate won't pass through certain maybe regulations on like the oil and gas industry, or maybe they won't, whatever. I don't know what Biden's plans are with solar and green energy, what details and what companies would benefit from it. But I think that those stocks would run higher with the Democrat controlled Senate.
I think it's just a carbon, like a lot of countries, it's being carbon neutral by a certain, I don't know, it's 2050 or 2040, 2030, something like that.
But I just don't know if he has like specific plans for solar.
There's no like Green New Deal where like there's nothing like that. Yeah. It's just kind of like nothing crazy. But yeah, like what Mike said is the Republicans definitely want to keep that oil money coming, but I think, what? I also think that the oil companies they're participating. So don't just think that it's like, hey, we're not going in. Like, oil companies they're energy companies. If they could find a cheaper way to make energy or create energy or make profit, they will. So there's going to be trades on both sides, as they would say.
Let's see. Man, you guys love NIO. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. I mean, it's the new Tesla. I get more questions from people about NIO than any other stock.
Like, me too. And I tell people I hate it.
By far, the most questions that I get asked probably at least 75 times on the live streams, I get asked about NIO. What can I even say about this thing anymore? I mean, this is just.
I tell you what you can say. All right. Most of the people that are asking you got a couple factions. The people that bought it under $10, the people that flipped it a bunch in the teens, and the people that are chasing it now, just hoping that it doesn't give back at least half of this move.
Yeah.
So, guys, this thing is giving you enough range throughout the course of the day and moving around enough that if you are nervous about your position, you should be selling tops and buying dips, selling tops, taking dips. That way you put a little bit more space between you and your entry. And then let the stock pay you. It'll make you feel comfortable about holding it longer if that is what you choose. If you got in this thing at like $10, God love you. You did a good job.
Yeah. Guys, I mean, listen, my stance on NIO has not changed. I've had the same stance for the last week, which is I love the company long term. I can't buy it here. Okay. But now, in all fairness, I said that when the stock was at $32, when people asked me about, buying it at 32. And I said, no, I can't buy it up here. I feel like the stock is overextended. And that was $12 ago. The stock has continued higher, and that would have been a hell of a move had I bought it at 32. But I feel like I'm chasing this thing right now. I can't buy this thing right now. I feel like I'm chasing it. And there's just no way with a straight face I can buy the stock at $44. I just can't. If it pulls back into 30, great. I'll buy it all day long.
Let me make your life worse with NIO questions. That's how I felt about Tesla at like 500.
I know, right? I know. I said the same thing about Tesla too. I told people too that I was, it looks overextended, and it is. It is.
Look, here's what scares me about NIO: luck and coffee.
Yes, luck and coffee.
That's
God.
That's what scares me about NIO. Like, I do not want to be one of those people that all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm rich. Look at all the green on my screen. And then it's like, Nate Anderson from or what's his name? Jeff, who's the guy from Citron? Andrew Left. Sorry.
Yeah.
Andrew Left. They're like, oh, this thing's a scam and we've got to prove it. And it's like, and then I'm like, I'm sorry, wife. Looks like you can't get that kidney. Like, that's what scares me about that. Like, their accounting is not that good at times.
Yeah, and a lot of these EV companies are out of China. A lot of these EV companies are out of China.
I mean, look at Nikola, right? Yeah. That thing was a darling, and it's like, oh, we pushed this car down a hill. Oh my God! But people were buying that thing at like $75. 75. Yeah, I don't think they're using GAAP accounting methods in China.
Yeah, I don't think so. So, now, guys, listen. By no means, please don't take this as us saying that
we're just bitter. We're bitter.
Yeah, we're just bitter. We're both bitter because neither one of us own it. Okay.
I'm just jealous. Every time you mention NIO to me, I'm like,
I know. I'm like,
why don't I could have bought like 10,000 shares at like $2. Would have been nothing, and I'd be up 800 grand.
I know. Listen, for those of you that are long NIO,
bless you.
If you're long it for a long-term investment, like you literally believe in this company, like for the next 10 years, just enjoy it, right? If you're long it for a trade, guys, please take profits here. Please take profits here. Okay, stocks, don't just go up in straight lines. So please take profits here. Otherwise, you're going to wait for the stock to pull all the way back to 32, and then you're going to panic. You're going to sell it at 32, and then a month later, it's going to be at 50. So just be smart about it, please, and just know your time horizons on your trades. No, I have not entered that UNG trade. I do not plan on entering that UNG trade, guys, until it's like at least over 13. That was a concept that I saw off of a technical setup that was backed up with, that was backed up with some fundamental analysis. But that trade has not triggered at all. And you're talking about a trade that is not, that even if it works, it's not going to pay until January or February. So you have plenty of time on that trade. I have not, I have not entered that trade. I'm not even looking at entering that trade right now.
Oh, yes, Bo. Bill to remove federal penalties on marijuana and scrap from cannabis-related records. Yeah, it's basically decriminalization. It's really no big deal, honestly. People want to if people want to gap something up because they're going to decriminalize marijuana, I'm not going to stop you. Go with God, do it. I will sell into you and then buy the dip. It probably won't even pass, to be perfectly honest with you. So I mean, maybe it does, but it's not a game changer. Decriminalization is not legalization. There's a very big difference. All right. You read this? It's so funny. Blake, yeah.
All right, guys, let's see. Next
what did they say? The response was so good. You guys, you don't have to, guys, ready? Here's the thing. I have a good trade, you have a good trade, it doesn't matter. I'm not letting you into my bank account. You're not letting me into your bank account. Let's just be on the next one together. That way we can high five and say, ha, and then point at those people in that other YouTube channel. Be like, look at those poor bastards with their boomer percentages, as James Earl Scone says.
Let's see. Next question. You know what, guys? Here, let me actually do this. We're only going to take a couple more minutes of this Q&A. I want to actually, guys, real quick, and bear with me here. How many of you that are on this live stream right now, how many of you are newbies? Like, how many of you are brand new? You're looking to get into trading and you don't really know where to start and you've never traded before. If you're a newbie, all right, just comment something in chat. I'm going to actually dedicate the next like 10 to 15 minutes for questions for people that are newbies. Okay, so if you guys have a question, okay. Oh, good. We have a lot. Beautiful. A lot of newbies.
Welcome.
Okay, guys, don't be shy. And don't be shy if you're a newbie, okay?
Yeah,
guys, I've been doing this 16 years. I also had a day one. Everybody on this live right now, no matter how long they've been trading, had a day one. So don't be shy. Don't feel like your questions are stupid. This is how you learn. Okay, I had a day one. So did Jason. All right, so don't be shy if you guys are brand new.
Yeah, my day one sucked too.
What's that?
I said my day one sucked.
You have Austin, Ethan, Bradley, Stephen Wilbur, Bravo Mo, Sam Solis, Cowboy,
Remy,
Tho Alt, Joseph,
Kenneth,
Sam, Adele, Tom Luong, Kathy, Yukang Lee, Barbara. I mean, look, guys, look, it's Dawn. Guys, beautiful. Mike Harness, Juju Beans, Eduardo, Todd, Joe Hauser, excuse me. Guys, all right, beautiful. All right, guys, listen up, guys. So we have a lot of newbies that are in here right now. Okay. I'm going to spend literally the next like 10 minutes, okay, 10 or 15 minutes answering some questions for the newbies. Because a lot of times when people ask questions, me and Jason just start firing away with our, the technical trader jargon, and it might be over the head of some people. And I always preach about true trading, guys. It's a platform for people, whether it's a platform, okay, for traders that have never traded a day in their lives, or you've been trading for 25 years. There's something here for you, and there's ways for you to benefit and become better traders. So if you guys are brand new, you're a newbie, go ahead, fire away, guys. Ask us a couple of newbie questions, myself, and also the members that are on this live. You guys have really good traders that are on this live right now, that have received a professional education from True Trading Group. So they're going to jump in and answer questions also. So guys, go ahead, fire away, ask us some questions. Alan says, do you trade options? Yes, we do. We trade stocks and options.
How do I pick stocks to buy? Peter Lynch says, invest in what you know. If maybe you are an accountant, I mean, if you're an accountant, you got a big advantage because you can read a balance sheet. But if, let's say, you are in construction, let's say in like a municipality, you can see the amount of work that could be coming to the municipality, money that's coming in for bigger budgets and infrastructure, that's going to give you a leg up in just kind of understanding a bunch of things, infrastructure plays like steel, or even, companies like Caterpillar, something like that. So the point is, invest in what you know. If you're a computer programmer or you're a secretary, and hey, we're really using this program, it's called Zoom, it's amazing, I can put myself in the Millennium Falcon, hey, maybe this is a good thing to get into. Like my sister started investing, and when she started investing, a company went public, and I was like, you need to buy, and I didn't even invest. I was like, you need to buy this company. I'm like, I eat it every single day. There's always a line around the block to get in. And that company was Chipotle. And she just bought a house and used her Chipotle money for the down payment. Invest in what you know. I know burritos. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Let's see. Trying to see if I can find out.
Jorge, I would probably look at companies that offer some kind of pharmaceutical contraception.
Austin Leith says, okay, I have a question. When buying options, why exercise them when you can just sell? Yeah. So most of the time we do sell them. Most of the time, guys, like active traders are not exercising options. It's mostly institutional money that exercises options. Individual retail traders like myself and Jason, very, 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 very rarely would we ever exercise an option. 99.9% of the time we're buying an option and we are selling it before it expires. So we are not actually exercising the option. For those of you that are newbies, you guys may not understand what an option actually is. And we do have a beginner intro to options trading course that's included with your membership when you guys join True Trading Group. So believe me, you guys will be able to understand options like the back of your hand. We do trade options every single day in chat. We also trade stocks every single day in chat. We trade small caps, mid caps, large caps, ETF. We do it all.
How much do we need to know about fundamentals to day trade? I'm trying to figure out whether to devote time to that, patterns, price move, etc., as time is limited. That's from Carrie Al.
Yeah. I'll jump on that.
Yeah, you got this one.
The technical kind of guy here. Carrie, listen, it's a great question, Carrie. How do we know how much we need to know about fundamentals to day trade? Listen, the way that I go about it depends on what you're trading. Okay. Now, when it comes to these small caps that are ripping around with small floats and are halting, a lot less of that is going to be based on fundamentals. More so, it's going to be based on technicals and momentum. That's basically just momentum trading when you guys are trading those small caps with low floats. Okay, very little of those movements have anything to do with fundamentals. It's more so the stock has a 2 million share float. They just came out with a press release and day traders are flocking to it, and the stock is moving quickly, which then causes it to alert other traders because it starts to light up scanners, and it's a momentum based move. But when you're trading other things like mid caps, large caps, if you're trading commodities, it's very important that you understand fundamentals. And when I say fundamentals, it's not necessarily the like understanding like the PE ratio of a company, or understanding, you know, what their net loss is, or what's their EBITDA, or, you know, how much shareholder equity is there. And, you know, that's not what I mean by fundamentals, but understanding a fundamental environment, okay, is going to help get you guys on the right side of a trade. So it's very important every single day. It's very important. This is what I do every single day, guys. Every single day I do kind of some analysis on the overall markets and individual sectors, like what's going on in the world, what geopolitical factors, what type of news headlines are there. It's like, okay, today, perfect example, we have a vaccine, right? You get this vaccine news, and what does that mean? Okay, if there's a vaccine, that what do you look for? You look for the stay-at-home economy stocks to be weak. You look at the reopening stocks to be strong, and that type of just something as simple as that could help get you on the right side of a trade. So, you know, fundamental analysis is going to tell you, do you want to be bullish or you want to be bearish? You want to be long or do you want to be short? And then technical analysis is actually going to give you your entry point on a trade. It's going to give you, okay, this is where I'm entering the stock, this is where I'm taking profits, and your technical analysis is going to be there for that. So, you know, if you're day trading, you definitely should focus a lot more of your attention on learning technicals, okay, and then focus on the fundamentals and get yourself on the right side of the trade. But you have to know the technical analysis side of it in order to day trade, because you have to be able to identify what are the high probability setups, what are grade A setups versus what's a, you know, maybe a C setup, and therefore you can keep yourself away from the C setups, focus on the A setups. As traders, you know, Carrie, all we can do is identify high probability patterns, you know, and an A setup is going to be maybe 70 to 75% effective versus a C setup may be 50-50. So you want to keep yourself away from the C setups and focus on the high probability patterns. And you're going to need technical analysis to do that as a day trader. Okay. So it's very important that you understand the technicals of that. Milan says, how many trades per day do you complete on average? I'm not that active of a trader. I'd say for me, an average day for me is 3 to 4 trades. A busy day is 5 to 6, and a slow day is 0 to 2. That's too general of a question. Diego Garcia says, how do you set up your charts? I mean, that's just way too broad of a question. You know, I use candlestick charts. That's first and foremost. I have different time frame charts. I use a 3-minute, a 5-minute, a 15-minute, an hourly, and a daily. I think it's important that you guys have multiple time frame charts so that you could. You saw your thumbnail?
Yeah, I saw the thumbnail. Adam's torturing me with these thumbnails.
It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's 2015. It's like 2014 Wolf.
It's great. It's great.
I was saying something. I realized I muted myself because I was eating a pretzel, and I didn't want Adam to have an aneurysm while listening to me. So sorry. I forgot what the question was, but I had a really good answer. We were talking about the frequency, the amount of tradings. I traded a bunch on Friday. I traded a bunch today, but you know, really, yeah, I'd probably say I'm in line with like Mike, because I think to realize is you don't. Some days the best days are when you don't trade.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get blown up like everybody that woke up today and like, I'm going to trade Beyond Meat. I love this company. And we're like dead.
Yeah.
You know? So just be careful. Oh, and the question. Sorry, I saw this question. Advice for young traders. Okay, whenever I talk to a young trader, I'm always so jealous when I speak to you. Okay, guys, I started trading when I was 35. All right, 35. Think about that. I know. I look like I'm 36. I'm actually 41. Thank you. No, I appreciate you guys saying that I look younger. Oh wait, nobody's saying that. Well. But my advice for a young trader is, and I wish somebody sat me down and had this conversation. It's like, guys, you really have to look at the market as, and I know this is going to sound stupid, and it's just like when some old guy like me is like, dude, enjoy having a metabolism in your 20s. It's the same thing. Guys, you have to treat the market as a marathon, not a sprint. Your time to make money will just, explode if you're patient and you take your time and you realize that the way you get to the Hall of Fame is not by hitting home runs, but by hitting singles and doubles and just getting on base. That's it. That's my philosophy for the youngs. Now, I'm going to go watch Columbo after this is done and eat my TV dinner.
I also, and just, and further to add on top of that, guys, for new traders, not just young traders, but new traders, right? Guys, the best piece of advice that I can give to you as a new trader, this is, as honest as I can possibly be. Single greatest piece of advice that I can give to you as a new trader is to don't even think about opening up a trading account until you guys actually learn. Okay. You'll probably hear stats that like 90% of traders fail, and that stat's probably true, but it's true not because trading is so impossible to succeed at. It's not easy, but it's certainly not impossible. We're living proof of that, and so are millions of other people around the world. I mean, Wall Street wouldn't exist if it was impossible to make money trading the stock market. But the reason why 90% of traders fail is because they just open up an account and they start trading and they have no idea what they're doing. You are foolish to think that you are just going to open up a trading account and you're going to step into another person's profession and succeed without any knowledge whatsoever. That's like if I decided tomorrow I'm going to become a UFC fighter. Now, I've never taken MMA lessons in my entire life. But I just think I'm just going to strap on some gloves and I'm going to hop into the octagon and think that I stand a remote chance in hell at beating the middleweight champion. Of course not. I'm going to get my ass kicked. There is absolutely no difference than when you're a brand new trader. You put a couple $1,000 in a trading account. You open up your trading account. You log in the morning, 9:30 a.m. The bell rings and you start buying stocks. What you are doing is you are stepping into someone else's profession, like myself, the Wolf, the guy at Goldman Sachs, the hedge fund trader, the professional trader with a $5 million account that's been trading for 25 years. You are stepping into their arena. And if you think that you stand a single shot in hell at beating us or them with zero education whatsoever, you're dreaming. My advice to you as a new trader, okay, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything here for you guys because I don't want to see you all lose money. It's such a sin when I see brand new traders that have never traded before. They just give trading a shot. They have no idea what they're doing. They lose all of their money and then they quit because they don't have more money to feed into their account. What a sin that is, because you have no idea if you're a good trader or not. You didn't give yourself a chance to learn. You didn't give yourself a chance to learn. Now, I might be a world dominant champion in UFC, but I'll never know because I never trained, right? But you guys will never know if you could be a millionaire trader. Why not? Why can't you? Why can't you be? There's nothing stopping you that says that you can't, But if you don't actually learn anything first, you're going to lose all your money and you're going to end up quitting before you ever gave yourself a chance to learn. So my advice to you is get a professional education, an actual real education. Make sure you understand the background of the person that you are learning from. I don't care if you guys join True Trading Group or not. You guys don't want to learn from me, you learn from somebody else, great. Just make sure you know their background. Okay. I learned how to trade. I got my education right out of college. I got hired at a hedge fund on Wall Street. And for 3 months, that fund sat me and the other new hires in a classroom style setting, and different traders and analysts came in every single day and they taught us how to trade. That's where I learned how to trade. Okay. So I've taken all that education, I've simplified it, I've created a curriculum and courses and videos for our TGG members to learn the same stuff that I learned that made me a trader. Okay. So it's important that you guys get a professional education. Don't look for gimmicks. Don't look for, get rich quick schemes. Look for a true professional education and practice trading with fake money first. We have a simulator on our website where you guys can practice trading stocks and options with fake money. Okay. Where you guys can practice trading stocks and options with fake money. So use it. Okay. Go through the courses. All right. Practice implementing what you learned and trade on the simulator. Prove to yourself you can make money with fake money before you start risking your hard-earned cash, and give yourself a chance, guys. Give yourself a chance. It's like you're getting into the ring with Mike Tyson blindfolded and one hand tied behind your back if you don't get an education first. All right. Yeah. That's my single greatest piece of advice to all new traders that are out there.
Yeah. And let me say one thing I'm going to add to it. I know it's a very long answer, but Mike learned at a fund. I did not learn at a fund. I did not have an education. Mine was lose money and try and figure out why. I wish to God and baby Jesus that I made so many stupid mistakes that I look back and I'm like, how did you survive 2014? How did you survive, by the skin of my teeth? And it didn't have to be that hard, is the point. Like I always say, like Mike got the education. I've lost a lot of money doing stupid things, so you don't have to. So trust me, as two people that have done it two different ways.
Yeah.
I do it that way because maybe I wouldn't be so cheap, because I'm like, I hate losing money, and now I'm like super conservative.
Guys, also think of it this way. I'll say that, and I'll finish off the Q&A with this. If you are not investing, okay, if you're not investing at least, okay, and or more than what you plan on trading with in your education, you're doing it wrong. So if you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to trade with $5,000, but you haven't spent $1 on an actual education, you're doing it wrong. Okay. You're doing it wrong. All right. I'll say it again. If you are trading with more money than you are willing to invest in your education, you are doing it wrong, because you're basically going to be taking that money and throwing it in the garbage, because the chances of you losing it are around 90%. That's why 90% of traders fail. That's the reason why. So do not be part of that 90%. Spend the money first. So many of you would have no problem just putting $1,000 into a stock tomorrow with no idea what you're doing whatsoever. So why not take that $1,000 and actually get a professional education first, so that your next $1,000, you actually know what you're doing and you no longer are part of that 90% of traders fail statistic. All right. That's my kind of my last piece of advice to you guys that are beginner traders. And then with that said, I think we are, I'm going to move on now from the Q&A. Guys, I actually have something special that I want to do here tonight. We are actually going to be giving away a free lifetime membership to one of our TTG members. So in True Trading Group, guys, we have a 1-year all-inclusive membership, and then we have a lifetime membership. Right now on this live stream, we're going to be raffling off for free one of our one lucky annual member is going to get a free lifetime upgrade. All right. So before I do that and before I get things started, I want you guys to go ahead right now and smash that like button. All right. Let Jason and I know how much you guys appreciate these live streams and all this information that we share with you guys. Go ahead, smash that like button. Let's see if we can get ourselves up to about 500 likes. We've got just under 1,000 people that are on this live with us across YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. What's up, everybody, across all those different media channels? So, guys, go ahead and smash that like button before we get things underway. And then I got something really funny I want to show you guys. And I'm going to bring in also the man, the myth, the legend, TTG Adam Shug is going to be joining us here, guys, in just a few short minutes. A few short seconds, actually. But first, I want to show you guys something that's absolutely hilarious. So, Adam, are you ready for me to share this? Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. Hold on. I'm being told no. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm going to bring Adam in first. Let me bring Adam in first, and then I'll show you guys something that's absolutely hilarious. So, guys, hold on one second. I'm bringing in Adam. Guys, everyone, welcome. For those of you that do not know, guys, here he is. This is Adam. This is my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group. We call him Shug in TTG. Everybody say what's up to Adam.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You are joining me live from my OnlyFans set right now. This is where I take my feet pics. How are you guys doing this evening? All right, so just wanted to say real quick, I've been taking some serious pride in these YouTube thumbnails. The one tonight is especially good. It's especially good. I had fun with it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Mike, go ahead and put it in focus, would you? There we go. There we go.
God. Look at DMX.
Look at DMX.
For those of you that don't know, let me just quickly elaborate on what it is that you're looking at. You're looking at a 1990s Miss Cleo ad. For those of you that are not familiar with Miss Cleo, she was the one that wanted you to call me now. Okay? I put Miss Cleo because Jason has an unbelievable 92% win rate right now. He made a 52% gain call on X today. And as you can see, I have painstakingly cut out the background of DMX and put him on his shoulder to say X gonna give it to you. Because that is what we say in chat when that wins. So, and I crossed out Miss Cleo and I put Mr. Wolf. This is some of my best work.
I just realized that I have an afro. I just thought that was the background.
Nope.
Nope, that's her hat.
That's a hat?
That's Miss Cleo's hat.
Oh. All right, then it makes sense.
How is 92% possible? Tis. He's been crushing it on marijuana stocks and as well as options trades. It's just been absolutely unbelievable.
It's 475 winning trades, 38 losing trades.
So far, yep. And we track all this daily. And show it to you guys, all the info, everything, our entire trade history. So, yep, he trades what he knows, and he knows how to do it really well.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you. That's nice.
You guys want to you want to do the giveaway, Adam?
Yeah, give it away.
I do, but I'm so proud of this.
It's a great thumbnail. But we've got a lot.
No. All right.
I like the dad jokes with whey. What was it? The whey thumbnail.
Oh,
the thumbnails are always really good.
Yeah, we've got great thumbnails.
Tonight's thumbnail was really good, though. All right. Let's move on. Paul's getting antsy. So anyways. All right, so we're gonna raffle off a. Somebody goes, Adam, less talking, more feet. You got to pay for that, James. It's $10 a month. So we're gonna be giving away a free lifetime membership tonight. This is not something we're gonna do all the time, but it is something that we're doing tonight. So without further ado, Tonight's winner is MJ Crespin. MJ Crespin is the winner for tonight.
MJ, are you here by any chance on the live stream?
Are you here?
I've seen him on the live stream before.
I have too. He was on earlier. I saw him. That's where I got it from.
Maybe he's taking a poop. I hope not.
Well, either way, congratulations, MJ Crespin.
Either way, MJ Crespin, congratulations. If he's not here on the live, we'll talk to him tomorrow in chat, or you can give him a call or something, Adam, and let him know.
All right, very cool. So, guys, enjoy the rest of the stream, and I will leave you with that.
All right, cool, man. Later, Adam.
Later.
All right, guys. So, MJ Crespin, congratulations, my man. A free lifetime membership going out to MJ Crespin. So, congratulations to you. All right. Now, what I want to do here is I want to let Jason talk to you guys a little bit about kind of his cannabis plays, but also recap this X option today. You know, what made him go after that X option trade today. I'll pull up the chart. I'll break that down with him because there was a major support level that U.S. Steel dropped down into today. And Jason caught a beautiful call option trade, 52% gain on that option. I'm going to have Jason break this down for you guys. Like I'm saying, guys, he's been absolutely on fire. Okay. He's been absolutely on fire. All of our members that are in True Trading Group, you guys can attest to this, that between U.S. Steel and the marijuana stocks lately, I mean, it's just profits getting ripped off every single day there in chat. It's truly an awesome thing to watch and to see kind of unfold. But the kid's red hot. All right. So there is nobody in the cannabis space that knows more about these pot stocks than him. If you look over his right shoulder, you'll see a handful of Cannabis awards. He's also been published in the Men's Journal, Forbes, TheStreet.com, Penthouse. The list goes on. All right. So he is one of the leading voices in the cannabis space, and he's been proving it with his recent trading performance in the cannabis stocks. So I'm going to give the floor over to Jason for a couple of minutes, guys. Let him talk to you guys real quick about what just went on, like kind of with the cannabis stocks, and then recap for you guys his 52% gain on a U.S. Steel, that's ticker symbol X, call option trade that he made today. We're going to break that down for the next couple of minutes. So Jason, go ahead, man. Take it away.
Okay. So today, as you know, because we discussed it last night, we had a bunch of earnings that were coming out. 9 to be exact, 3 that we actually cared about. Those being Aurora, Canopy, and Tilray. Tilray aftermarket, I didn't even pay attention because Tilray sucks. So let's just talk about Aurora and Canopy. Canopy actually had pretty strong earnings, believe it or not. I mean, stronger than anticipated, not on the level of anything in the United States. Aurora, on the other hand, they had a little bit of a beat. I mean, people are really optimistic. They forget that they've got over $1 billion in write-downs. I think it was actually 2.2 billion in write-downs. And if you look at their growth, it's minus 9%, 9.9% year over year. So with that, we knew that those were going to run, right? And then we got the curveball of everything that was going on with Pfizer, the market, trying to price in Biden, just kind of the perfect storm for everything. And these things obviously, ripped up. And remember, and one of the things, the cautionary tales that I gave was Kronos, right? Because Kronos had awful earnings, and that thing went nuts as well. So we were using that as, hey, this could be a possibility. We got to keep our eyes open, and if you're long, peel off profit. Wait for a short to develop. And today that short developed. Okay. For Canopy, it was pretty much anytime it got over 26. For Aurora, anything over that 1250 area. I think I used 1268 as the number yesterday. So what does that mean for the MSOs? Now, with the MSOs, so like Green Thumb, which is GTBIF, Cresco Lab, CRLBF, Cureleaf, CURLF, TerraSend, which is TRSSF. You know, I wanted to take some of that profit early on in the day because of the fade that I just kind of anticipated for the Canadians. And we did. We took profit near the high on pretty much everything. And then, you know, we've kind of adopted a model of, hey, we'll try and get at least 20 to 30% below wherever we sell, you know, because we want to keep our positions intact, but we want to get paid for being in those positions, right? You know, so if you sell 1,000 shares of something at 10.50 and then you rebuy it at 10, you know, you're pocketing $500. So like that, we keep the excess, makes us feel good. And when we do get those big pullbacks, you know, we can reload and buy with house money. So we did that, and you know, I was happy with it, and I was even happier that we got a little bit more of a pullback. Okay, so I think we got 20 to 30 cents on some of these re-entries, which is fine because we want to keep these positions long. So why do we want to keep these positions long, you say? Is now the time to just take all of our profit from the MSOs? Well, you can, and nobody would fault you. I mean, if you got into TerraSend with us at 286, please take it over 750. That's like 150%. I don't know. I wasn't a math major. And that's pretty much across the board. There's nothing wrong with taking profit. Remember, nobody goes broke taking profit, and there's always going to be something else that you can get into. For me, my feeling is that their earnings are going to be the great separator, the great divergence between the LP and the US company. The LP stands for licensed producer. Those are the Canadians. MSOs is multi-state operator. Those are the US companies, just for future reference. And I said this yesterday, I think they are going to beat and beat big. And there's not going to be any doubt in anybody's mind who the leaders in North America are. Okay. Cureleaf is going to have a big, they're all going to have really, really solid earnings. Okay. So in the interim, I'm just going to keep trading them until they give me a reason to sell. All right. You know, it's like, make me sell. What do I expect tomorrow? Look, futures are flat. Cureleaf filled the gap. I wouldn't be surprised if we dip. Guys, they need to cool down, all right? They need to cool down. But if you are, even at this level, looking to get in, take a tier 1 entry, okay? Keep some dry powder on the sideline. I could, you know, my feeling is if I had to come back to you in a year, we're much higher anyway, but that doesn't mean let's throw all caution to the wind and get FOMO. And that's and that's all I got for pot stocks. Now, let's pull up US Steel, Mike, to the chart.
Let's go to the charts.
Guys, this is a real simple trade for me. This is a no-brainer, okay? And I'll tell you why it was a no-brainer. Look at that action off the open. All right. I think we hit like 1080 something. Mike, what did we hit?
Off the open?
Yeah.
11.
Oh, we hit 11. Okay. And guys, I trade US Steel a lot. If you're looking to learn how to trade options, this is the one that I suggest for you because it teaches you everything you need to know about options, but in slow motion, baby. And they're cheap. All right. So if you want to buy 100 options, it's like buying 10 Roku calls, you know? So with this, so I saw it, you know, we were actually in the $9 calls, which kind of makes me sad that I sold them last week. I don't even know what those hit. If you do know what they were, don't tell me because I don't want to know. But I want to, you know, the chart being the chart, yeah, there was a lot of support, but that wasn't the, that wasn't the main reason I was getting back into this. Okay. It was actually a real simple. It was actually, it was very simple. If you guys know me in TTG, you know that I'm a minimalist. I'm not trying to overcomplicate things. All right. I like to execute my trades from my phone, for example, and I have my laptop open all day. I will not make a trade on my laptop. I use my phone for my trade. So you guys know that I'm a minimalist. Now, sentiment-wise and psychology-wise, there was something working in my favor besides the support and what the SPY was doing, because I anticipated, look, when the SPY was at, what was it, 364 this morning, I'm like, that's not sustainable. That's not realistically, we've got to pull back. So the pullback on USD was kind of anticipated. But here's the one thing that most of the market forgot that I didn't, because I trade US Steel so much, is that after every earnings, okay, and you can go back to the last 3 earnings, they always announce a 1% dividend, okay? Now you say 1%, it's not a lot. You're right. Congratulations, you're good at math. 1% is not very big dividend, but there's a bunch of people that they just want the divvy. So they buy stocks like this. Why is that important for today? Well, at the close of business today, or at 8 o'clock, if you didn't have shares of US Steel, then you don't get the dividend. So today was the record date. Okay. And I was using that as, when I looked at it, because I don't trade steel in a vacuum or with tunnel vision. And what I mean by that is I'm looking at other things in the market that could influence steel. I'm looking at what the SPY's doing. I'm even looking at what Apple's doing. All right. Because what Apple does is going to impact the SPY, and what the SPY does, it's going to impact US Steel. So I was getting into this trade, and pretty much I nailed it, the entry on it at exactly like $10. It was like $10, 10.01, 10.02. It was just kind of like bouncing in. It even dropped under 10 for a second. And my thinking in it was, I don't think that there's much more to fall. The market still looks strong. We're not seeing like this catastrophic pullback, kind of like what we saw at the end of the day. And people still want that dividend. And that was the main focus, right? It was people still want that dividend. So, I'm already long US Steel, and I think it's I think it's something good for the portfolio. And if you've been with us in TTG, this was actually the first trade I called out in TTG when it was under $5. So this is back in March. So we bought we bought US Steel at 60 cents, right at that $10 mark, and took profit. I think first take profit was 70 cents. Then it was 73, then 76. And then, once we took that first profit, the goal was take profit at a bare minimum 5% higher on the option. Okay. I don't know how many take profits we had, or I think I had like 8 take profits, because I had a pretty, thank you, Eduardo. I had a big position. But one of the things that I said once we got through 76 was, and even before, I said, look, as soon as this thing goes over 1050, then we're really going to start getting paid. Like, 72 cents is cool, because on a 60-cent option, it's 20%. But once you start getting into the 30-40% area, then it's like, what's a guy's name from Social Network? Like, 20% isn't cool, 50% is cool. And we took it all the way to 93 was the highest I got out. And once we were in there, we were just kind of hovering. And I believe US Steel was like 1060 at this point. And I was just kind of like, you know what? I don't need to be greedy with it, because knowing US Steel, I also know that after the dividend record date, the stock usually pulls back. So going off of history, I was like, look, I told everybody I came on, I go, look, I'm adjusting my stop to 85 cents because I don't want to give anything back. And then I was just like, what? Why? Like, how much more upside could there be? Let me just take this money. And ended up getting out, I think 92 or 91 on the rest of my position, which, anything over 90 is 50%. 93 was 55%. But some people still held, which is always the case because usually if I sell, I always tell the group that I'm like, don't worry, it's probably going to go higher. In this case, it went to 105, which is nice. But tomorrow looks like we'll probably get another shot at it. And, the reason that I like these lower volatility trades, especially on like a 3-week time frame, is because if you give me a second chance to get in, then I'm going to start getting really aggressive because I've got such a cushion of profit that I've got multiple options to go with. So I could go with mid-December 1050 call. I could get back in to the 1127 $10 call just more aggressively, or I could go with an $11 call, at the end of December, all of which wouldn't happen if I'm not like just taking profit and not being greedy, and that's it, guys. That was the X trade in a nutshell. It's just really easy. And that's the beauty about, I think at some point I got up and made myself some lunch, came back and I was like, oh, still going, did a phone call, and that's how it's supposed to be. Mike.
Jason.
So yeah, we basically caught the whole move in a nutshell.
Yeah. Guys, it was literally like, if I pull back up for you guys, I think, Jason, I think your entry was like down here. It was a little after 11 o'clock, wasn't it?
No, it was after the big candle.
Where, in here?
It was $10 I got in.
So right in here.
Yeah, I caught the bottom.
You literally caught the bottom of it.
Yeah. And the top on all the pot stocks, just in case you're keeping score.
All right, there it is, guys. I mean, look at this bounce. I mean, just like a very stress-free trade, and that allowed Jason to pull out. Like I said, a 52% gain, 52% gain on that X option, and it really just comes down to also like this support level that we were looking at there. I'll just draw a line across. Okay, there it is. Okay, so there is that previous little support level. Previous resistance level where the stock was unable to break through that level for several weeks. Then you have the gap up today and you pull down into it, and he just caught a nice little bounce off that level. Just a nice little technical trade, a pullback right down into that support level. A pullback right down into that support level, and then you got a really nice bounce off that area, and it was a really nice trade, guys. Was a real thing of beauty. All right.
Thank you.
So there you have it, folks. That is the recap there for Jason. Let me see here real quick. Yeah, so there you guys have it. So there's the recap there on Jason's trades. If you guys want to give him a follow on Twitter, his username on Twitter is @WolfOfWeedStreet. Street is spelled ST. That is @WolfOfWeedST. All right, so you guys can go ahead and give him a follow on Twitter. His handle is right there at the bottom of the screen. All right. So with that said, guys, we're going to say bye to Jason, and I'm going to take you guys over to recap my trades here today. And really, we're going to be talking about the SPY and where we think the SPY goes from here.
See ya. I'll tell you where I'm going from here. To bed.
To bed. All right, guys. So Congrats to everyone that caught that X trade with Jason today in chat. It was a real thing of beauty. We also had, some of those cannabis stock plays. Congratulations to everyone that capitalized on those moves with the wolf. Now let's talk about the SPY. Before I do that, I want you guys also to go ahead and give me a follow now on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at MikeEdward_TTG. You guys can go ahead right there is my Twitter handle. Okay, right there. At MikeEdward_TTG. Go ahead, guys. Give me a follow there on Twitter. I'm always posting trade ideas, trade recaps, general market commentary, some cool stuff on my Twitter handles. You guys want to go ahead and give me a follow. All right. Now, let's get into the SPY. All right. I'm just going to go right into the SPY here today because a lot of people were asking me about this early pre-market. We had this massive gap up today, and everyone was asking me, Mike, man, why the sell-off? Why this huge gap up, and why did we sell all the way off here today? The high of the day was put in right off the opening bell, and then we just completely sold this thing off. Like what? Why that much of a sell-off? And a lot of people we're going to talk about this here today because we got this gap up, guys. The 90% efficacy off of the vaccine from Pfizer. Okay. And yes, that's fantastic news, right? It's fantastic news, but it doesn't mean it's the end of COVID. Okay. It does not mean it's the end of COVID. It is fantastic news. But I think what happened here in the markets today was, we had this gap up, and it was a huge gap up. I mean, to come into the day with the markets up 4.5%, 5%. I mean, that's just such an insane gap up on this vaccine news coming from what is already a huge rally. I really don't think you guys understand how big of a move this is for the SPY in this short period of time. All right. I really don't think you guys know, how serious of a move this actually is. All right. So hold on one second, guys. Just checking a quote. Okay. So with this gap up now to all-time highs in the back of that vaccine news, it was the perfect setup for profit taking, honestly, because you're getting it was kind of a mix of the rotation trade coming out of tech. If you guys look at the NASDAQ, if we were just to go to the Qs, you'll see the NASDAQ did not gap up to time highs. Okay, this is very odd. Okay, you have the NASDAQ, which has led the markets higher for the last several years, did not make a new all-time high. Okay, did not make a new all-time high. The Dow Jones did. Okay, the Dow Jones did make a new all-time high, and the SPY made a new all-time high. Okay, so this vaccine news started kind of the rotation trade a little earlier than people had originally expected, and that's why you saw tech sell off today. You'll see stocks like Zoom Video get crushed. Okay, stocks like Peloton get crushed. Stocks like Teladoc get crushed. All the stocks that led, DocuSign down 13% today. All the stocks that led markets higher during the coronavirus pandemic, all the companies that benefit from a stay-at-home economy, all got rocked today. And you know what traded well today? All the reopening stocks. Okay, look at the cruise lines. All right, Royal Caribbean up 28%. Carnival Cruise up 40%. Okay, United Airlines, okay, up 19%. American Airlines up 15%. Okay, so the reopening trade stocks getting a major boost today, and the stay-at-home stocks getting a swift kick in the face. All right. So that is why you had overall weakness there in the NASDAQ. Then kind of in the middle of the day, guys, in the SPY, we had, some more COVID headlines. You had New Jersey governor put restrictions back on, closing bars and restaurants now at 10 o'clock. Other governors in other states starting to do the same. And I think what you had happen here was people start to realize towards the end of the day that all that max exuberance from the morning gap up on the vaccine, reality just kind of set in a little bit. Reality set in a little bit as the COVID cases continue to reach new daily all-time highs across the country. And you start to get this little drift lower, and then that drift lower just starts to turn into a little bit more momentum to the downside, and then we continue to trade lower after hours as I think people just start to take profits, understanding and realizing that yes, okay, the vaccine, that's incredible, that's fantastic, it's great news, but we're not out of the woods yet. And this gap up today was too much. It was too much that we're out of the woods gap up. And we're not out of the woods. The next 2-3 months are still going to be tough for COVID cases. You still may have people that, and this vaccine news actually may act in counter to any type of reopening trade, because what may happen now in the winter, you might have people say, well, you know what, a vaccine is right around the corner. Let me not mess around. Okay. Let me just be extra careful here until the vaccine actually comes out. And then once I get the vaccine, then I'll go about my daily life. So that coupled with, what is expected to be, we might get to over 200,000 cases per day. You have a lot of people that are talking about that, we're at 120, 130, and, we're nowhere near kind of topping out. So it's going to get a lot worse case number wise and hospitalizations wise before it gets better. And I think the markets just started to realize that going into the close, that this gap up today was a little bit too yay, COVID's over type of gap up, and it was just too much exuberance, too much excitement, and I think it was just overdone. I think it was just way too big of a gap up. For us to be up 1,700 points on the Dow, I think it was just overdone. I think it was profit taking that kicked in there in the SPY. Okay, I think it was profit taking that just kicked in there on the SPY. All right, what do you guys? Does anybody have any questions? Specifically, okay, does anybody have any questions specifically about the SPY and about what I just discussed with you? Where do you think it holds? Honestly, right in here, like 350. I think you can hold the 350. I think you can hold it right there. Let me see where we are right now in the futures market. Where are we at in futures? Anybody check the futures lately? Let me check the futures real quick. Let me just see where we are in the futures market, and we are down 0.5%. We're down to 350. Ooh. 35.26. $35.26. All right. So 35.26. That puts us. That puts us right around there. All right, that puts us right around there. If we can hold 350, you could see us bounce right off this level if we can hold 350. But there's just so much going on. And that's why I think the sell-off really kicked in, guys, because there's so much uncertainty going on still. The vaccine news was great, and everybody really celebrated it because it was such a shock. But there's still so much uncertainty out there, and I think that's why you had that big profit take pullback, because you still have some or lack of clarity with what's going on with the election. Okay, Trump has not conceded. You're talking recounts, you're talking other stuff going on with the election that could potentially cause volatility. You've got the senator runoffs in Georgia come January 5th that could potentially dictate, is the Senate going to keep Republican control or is it going to flip to Democrat control? That's going to be coming up here in the next month and a half. So you have a lot of things going on right now. And on top of all that, you've got the ever so quickly increasing COVID cases, and you have, stricter lockdown provisions being put in place in certain states and other countries around the world. So, and then on top of all that, we've got to somehow work to getting a stimulus deal done. And it's very likely that we will not have anything like that until January. Okay. Where it's like, there's a lot of reports coming out today that, whether Trump concedes or not, the chances of us getting stimulus before January are slim to none. And all of these things just leave such an uncertainty in the markets. And that is what led to this major profit-taking sell-off off of that gap up. Right. And that's what I think took place there today in the overall markets, with that big gap up and why we ended up selling off as aggressively as we did. All right, that is a pretty nasty looking candle. That is a failed breakout if I've ever seen one. Okay, that is a failed breakout if I have ever seen one. All right, so that's what I kind of think transpired there today. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to tell you a lot more than even today, because tomorrow, if we continue lower, okay, that's going to be a really, really nasty sign if we continue lower. Tomorrow, if we just bounce back a little bit and we just get back up towards like 356, 355, then things will kind of slow down a little bit. But if we get further downside tomorrow, okay, we do something like that tomorrow, that's going to be a really nasty technical setup where you're going to have a really nasty high volume failed breakout, kind of a gap and crap. And usually that will play itself out with further downside. It's red. The candle is red if it closes beneath where it's opening. The candle on my daily chart's red if it closes beneath where it opens. Where does it need to break to get the serious downside in the SPY? I mean, I guess, define serious downside. I'm looking at, you've got two levels that I'm really watching here on the SPY. One is like 351 and the other is like 348. And I think if those levels get broken, I think you can see a pretty swift drop if those levels get broken, because you don't really have too much structure down here. So I think like 351 and then 348, but I do expect there to be some support down there. I do expect there to be some support down there. All right. So that's it, guys. That's it there for the SPY. That is it for the SPY. All right. All right, guys. We're kind of running a little bit late here on the stream. We took a long time on the Q&A and then the thumbnail and the lifetime giveaway. So what I want to do here real quick before it gets too late, I want to see how many of you that are on this live stream right now, I want to see how many of you guys are not True Trading Group members. Okay. How many of you guys are not True Trading Group members? I want you guys just go ahead right now and type the letters TTG in chat right now. If you guys are not a member of True Trading Group, go ahead and type the letters TTG in chat right now. Wow. Nice, guys. All right. I can't even keep up. You guys are typing them away so fast. We've got Pro Scorpio, Harina. Nice. Whoosh Wade says soon. That's what I'm talking about, man. Chad, Rum Essential, Mr. Shep, Showmate, Catherine Burns, Janet Miller, Carrie, Thomas, Mad Gaines, Tyler, Frankie Gomez, Stephen Wood, Braden Corey, Coach Grant, JDD, Billy Lumpkin, Bryson Avila, Diego Jimenez, Malcolm Barker, Stephen Wilbur, Valerie Josephs, Robert Kim, Eduardo. Boy, wow, man, there's so many. Oh, my God. Joe, Mr. Potatoes, Betty, B, Jason, guys, wow, Trevor. I can't even keep up. There's too many of you guys. There's too many of you. Welcome, guys. All of you that are not TTD members, okay? Welcome. Okay, first, you guys want to subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already, because I'm always doing these live streams. I'm always giving away golden nuggets of information on these lives, guys. I'm always giving you guys free technical lessons, mental lessons, psychological lessons, trade ideas, trade recaps, general market sentiment, and other educational information that you guys want to make sure you never miss out on these live streams. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Now, those of you that are part of our trial membership, go ahead, type the number 3. We have a 7-day trial entry training group. It is called our TTD3 program. If you are a member of that, type the letter 3 in chat right now. Braden Corey, Blessed, Trevor Falk. Thank you, Harina. You're awesome too. Richard Lai, Valerie Josephs. Very nice. Good, guys. So we got a bunch of our trial members also. How many of you, all right, if you're not a member of TTG and you you're enjoying this live stream, okay? If you are not a member and you're enjoying this live stream, type the number 1. Or even if you guys are enjoying this live stream, type the number 1. Nice. A lot of ones. Look at all those ones. That's what I'm talking about. Oh no, Janet Miller says, I'm trying to learn before I join. Jenny, you gotta join and go through all the course. You gotta go through the courses and spend some time going through the educational stuff. That's how you guys are going to learn. All right, that's how you guys are going to learn. You know what I want to explain to you guys here real quick. You know, for those of you that, you know, like Janet, perfect example. You're like, hey, I want to learn before I join. Well, you guys really need to be able to go through the courses in order to really get a professional education. You got to understand that the education that I give you is the same stuff that I learned working at a hedge fund. Trying to learn before you join defeats the whole purpose of joining. Okay, you're joining because you want to learn. All right. So we have a 7-day trial that I'll tell you guys about real quick for those of you that are interested in learning. I asked a lot of you before, how many of you are newbies and you're interested in just learning how to trade? Or even if you are an experienced trader, guys, we have members in TTG that have been stockbrokers at Morgan Stanley for over 20 years. We have a money manager in Australia who manages money for 50 high net worth clients. We have, stockbrokers in Canada. We have licensed financial professionals in the UK and in the US, but then we also have people that have never traded stock a day in their lives. Okay. So there's something there for everybody. So let me just tell you guys about that 7-day trial real quick, because you guys can get access to our dashboard and our website for 7 days for just a one-time payment of $3. Guys, it's literally $3. It's like a cup of coffee or a candy bar. You spent way dumber. You spent $3 on way, way worse stuff. Okay. You guys have spent. Okay. $3 on a cup of coffee or on a candy bar. All right. So the 7-day trial, it's a one-time payment of $3. It's not reoccurring. Okay. It's one-time payment, $3. If you guys can't put $3 together to get this education, then you guys aren't serious about doing this. With this trial membership, you get 7 days to our dashboard. So you guys can see the resources and tools that are available to you. TTD is not just a alert service. It's not just a platform where you just follow trades, although you absolutely can if you want, but it's a platform that has resources and tools and premium services for you to use that will help you guys become consistently profitable traders. All right. So getting access to our dashboard will allow you to see the resources and tools that are available to you as a full-time member. All right. It'll also get you 3 days in our chat room live to trade with us live for 3 days. All right. In that chat room, myself and the other moderators, who you already met, Jason, he's one of our moderators, we share our screen throughout the day, and we're live on the microphone talking to you guys about what we see, what we're buying, and what we're selling. We will always come on the microphone and tell you what we are buying before we actually buy it. I will come on the microphone and I'll tell you when I'm selling before I actually sell. Okay, so it's never a surprise. It's very easy to follow all of our trades. None of us in True Trading Group are scalpers. That means we're not buying and selling stocks within seconds. Okay, the majority of my trades last several hours during the day, and then we also have, you know, swing trades that are made that where we buy stocks and sell them 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 days later. So it's very easy to follow along with the stocks that we're trading throughout the course of the day. All right, and you guys will be able to get access to our chat room for those 3 days, and also use our Benzinga Pro news feed, which allows you to get up to the second breaking news alerts sent right to you directly in the chat room. Okay, if you don't want to read the news alerts, we have a squawk box feature where you can actually turn your speakers on and someone will read the news headlines out to you live. Okay, so those are features that are available with your full-time membership, but as a trial member, you will also be able to use those features. All right. We also send out real-time push notifications in chat whenever a moderator enters or exits a trade. All right, so you guys will always know exactly what's going on there in chat. You'll also be able to get access to 3 courses with this trial membership. Each course has multiple chapters, multiple lessons in each chapter. These are 3 courses I put together specifically for this trial membership. Guys, I'm telling you right now, guaranteed, after these 3 courses, you're going to be a better trader. Okay, these courses are guaranteed to help make you guys a better trader, whether you've never traded stock a day in your life or you've been trading for 20 years. I guarantee there's something in those courses that you're going to learn. All right, again, this is all for $3. Okay, yeah, and then you will also be able to use our stock profile tool. Our stock profile tool is our due diligence companion in True Trading Group. So you can type in any ticker symbol you're interested in. And then you're going to get a downloadable PDF report that's going to give you financial info, company info, stock info, and then it's going to give you a compiled report on all the analyst ratings for that particular stock. So how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating? That's all included in that downloadable PDF report. Okay, this is everything you get for $3. Then you'll also be able to access our trading log. Myself and the other moderators in True Trading Group, we keep a record of all of our trades, winners, losers, break even. They're all right there on the website for you to see. Okay, right now our chat room is sporting about a 78% win rate. That means about 78% of the time, whenever myself or the other moderators call out a trade alert, it is a profitable one. All right, so you guys can go and look at our trading log, and you guys can go and see what all the different moderators trade, and see whose style fits more, who's trading the stuff that you like to trade, and you guys can check out our win rate and see all of our trading performance. You can do all of that for just $3 when you sign up at www.ttgthree.com. Okay, ttgthree.com. The URL is right there at the bottom of your screen. So you guys want to make sure you spend the $3, join the team full time. Join the team for the 7-day trial. And if you want to join the team full time, you want to upgrade to a full membership, you can do so at any time during your trial, but you're under no obligation to do so at all. Okay, so that is our 7-day trial membership, guys. Listen, I understand you guys wouldn't buy a car without first test driving it. So the best way for you to figure out if True Trading Group is right for you is to join us for 3 days, get an education, go through those 3 courses, spend your time in our chat room, get familiar with our dashboard, check out some of those resources and tools, and see what it's like to be part of the TTG family. All right. So that's the 7-day trial. For those of you that are sorry, guys, I was just reading something. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I was just reading some messages. So that's what you guys get for the 7-day trial. All right. Now, let me explain to you guys, because some of you were saying, what's the difference between the trial and the regular membership? Let me explain. Okay, because as a full-time member of True Trading, you guys can upgrade to a full membership, okay, from that trial. And let me explain to you guys what you get access to with the full-time membership. Okay, let me explain what you guys get access to with the full-time membership. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let me just adjust something. Okay. All right. So yeah. So let me tell you guys about the full-time membership, because what you guys can actually do here tonight, you can actually get a 44% discount on a full-time membership when you guys use coupon code TTG1120. Let me explain what you guys are actually getting access to. You can come into our chat room now every single day, Monday through Friday, from 7:30 a.m. Eastern till 6:30 p.m. Eastern, where we are, like I said, sharing our screen throughout the day, calling out all of our trade alerts live on the microphone. Guys, I'm on the microphone and I tell you what I'm doing before I do it. Okay. All my TGD members that are still on this live stream with me here tonight, you guys can all verify that before I buy a stock, I come on the microphone, I tell you guys I'm buying the stock. Before I sell it, I come on the microphone, I tell you guys I'm selling the stock. I always tell you exactly what I see, what I think is going to happen next, why I like a stock, why I don't like a stock, where's my stop loss, where's my take profits. I always tell you guys my entire game plan on a trade. Okay. So being in our chat room makes it very easy for you guys to follow along with what it is that we're doing. Okay, you will also be able to use the Benzinga newsfeed, that Squawk Box feature that I already told you about, but also be able to use our mobile app. We have spent the time and money developing a mobile app that's downloadable on iPhone and Android for those of you that work 9 to 5s or are full-time students. The majority of our members work regular jobs. Okay, they're not sitting in front of their computer all day long trading stocks. If you are a TGD member and you benefit from your TGD membership, even though you work a regular full-time job, comment the number 1 in chat right now. Type the number 1 in chat right now if you guys work full-time jobs. Okay, I want to tell and explain to everybody here that maybe works a full-time job, wants to learn how to trade the markets, but thinks they're not going to be able to because of their full-time job. Watch how many people are typing the number 1 there in chat, because guys, using this mobile app is a big way for you to take advantage of what we're doing in the chat room. Okay, so you'll be able to be logged into chat on your cell phone, see the screen share, listen to the audio analysis, and get real-time push notifications whenever someone enters or exits a trade, or one of our moderators, I should say, enters or exits a trade. You get notified, and then you can pull up your account on your phone or on your tablet, and you can place the trade with us, and you can follow us on that day. Okay, so that's what you guys will get access to as a full-time member. Remember, we're about a 78% win rate right now with the chat room. Okay, so myself and the other moderators, 78% of the time we're calling out trades. They are profitable ones. In addition to the chat room, you guys get access to every single resource, course, and tool that we have available. Okay, I told you guys before, TGD is not just an alert service. We're a full platform that provides the education, resources, and tools for the everyday person to become a consistently profitable trader by getting a professional education, a simplified version of the education I received working at a hedge fund on Wall Street, managed about $500 million. I went on to receive a Trader of the Year award in 2008, and I've taken that education, I've simplified it, and I've created a 15-course curriculum for you on our site. All those courses include beginner and foundation stock trading courses, beginner options courses, advanced stock trading, advanced options trading, trader psychology courses, swing trading courses, how to trade during a market crash. We even have a course on how to do your taxes. All of these courses are included with your membership. There are no upsells. There are no different levels. When you sign up, you get access to every single course that we have. You will also get access to all future courses that we have. We are the Netflix of trading communities, ladies and gentlemen. When Netflix comes out with a new documentary, they do not ask you for $20 to watch it. It's included with your membership. Same thing with True Trading Group. If I come out with a new course tomorrow, it's automatically included in your membership. If we come out with a new resource or tool tomorrow, it is automatically included in your membership. There's no upsell ever. Okay. And let me tell you about some of those resources and tools now, because we have a trade simulator that lets you trade stocks and options with fake money with real-time level 2. Okay. That's included with your membership. I recommend new traders all start out on the simulator. I told you guys that earlier on the stream. We also have a stock screener, which allows you to filter through thousands of stocks during the day to see what are the hottest stocks on the day, which stocks give you the best possible chance to profit. You'll also have that, be able to use that stock profile tool, which I told you guys all about earlier. And then we also have over 75 hours of additional video content from webinars and workshops that myself, the moderators, have conducted over the last several months. Okay, we are always doing workshops and webinars every month covering different trading topics, whether it's stocks, options, swing trading, or day trading, and everything is recorded. You get access to all of this information. Okay, that's over 75 hours. That's in addition to all the video courses that are in the curriculum. Okay, then as a full member, you can actually start to attend these workshops and webinars live, interact with the moderators, ask us questions, interact with the TGD members, and you guys can be a part of all those workshops and webinars live. Also, anyone that signs up here tonight with coupon code TGD1120 gets a free 1 hour one-on-one mentor session with a TTG moderator. All right, that's a 1 hour one-on-one where we can talk about your strengths, your weaknesses, review your trading, identify where you're going wrong and where you can make some changes to help improve your trading results. Okay, that's included for free with anyone that signs up here tonight with coupon code TTG1120. All right, we also are launching a TradingView Pro charting software that is also included with your membership. So I told you guys, it's not just an alert service. This is a full platform for traders. List of premium services and resources and tools. All of those resources and tools that I just mentioned to you, okay, typically those would cost you over $3,600 if you bought them on your own. If you went to Benzinga and said, I want your news feed, that's going to cost you $1,188. If you went and paid for real-time level 2 on all exchanges, that's going to cost you $990 for the year. If you wanted a trade simulator to trade stocks and options, that's going to cost you $750 for the year. And then if you went to TradingView and you said, hey, I want to sign up for your pro charting software, that's $720 for the year. That's $3,648 in resources and tools that are all included for free with your membership. Now, a membership to True Trading Group normally costs $2,048 for the year. However, with coupon code TTG1120 right here tonight on this live stream before midnight, you can save a 44% discount on that membership, which brings the cost of membership all the way down to just $1,130. Okay. Now, think about what I just said to you. $1,130 gets you 1 full year to True Trading Group. That's all of our courses, a simplified version of the education I received working at a hedge fund, access to our chat room, a free one-on-one, 75 hours of additional educational video content, and $3,600 worth of premium resources, services, and tools that are included with that membership. You can get that for just $1,130 here tonight with this coupon code. And now what if I said this to you? If that's still not something that doesn't blow your mind on the value that you guys can get right here tonight with this coupon code. What if I said to you that 80% of our members are currently making 7 to 10 times their membership fee back in the first 6 months of their membership? Would that make you feel any different if I said to you that if you invested $1,130 tonight in your own education, that you had an 80% chance to make $11,000 within the next 6 months? Would you do it? That's not a rhetorical question. I'm being serious. Would you do it if you knew you had an 80% chance to make 11 grand in the next 6 months? Those are the stats. Those are the numbers. That's the performance of our True Trading Group members. Okay. That is the performance of our True Trading Group members. We have surveyed our members in chat, and these are the stats. Okay. These are the stats. So like I said to you guys before, if you are putting more money into a trade than you have spent on your education, you are doing it wrong. You're doing it backwards, and you are going to become part of the 90 percentile. The 90 percentile, you heard me talk about that before. You probably heard 90% of traders fail. And the reason why 90% of traders fail, it's not because trading is so difficult. It's because you do not get an education first and you lose money first, try to get an education second. And most people don't have endless amounts of money to just keep loading into their accounts. Do not lose the money first. Instead of you, listen, guys, instead of you losing $1,130 and get absolutely nothing back in return, okay, instead of you losing $1,130 and getting absolutely nothing back in return, invest it in an education, invest it in the TTG platform, and give yourself an 80% chance to make back 7 to 10 times your membership fee in the first 6 months of your membership. And what I'm actually going to do here on this live stream tonight, okay, what I'm going to do on this live stream here tonight is, for those of you that sign up here tonight before midnight, that is within 1 hour and 25 minutes. Not only are you going to get the 44% discount before the price goes back, before the price goes up tomorrow, because every single day in the month of November, the price of our membership is going to go up by a couple of bucks each and every single day, which means that by tomorrow, after midnight tonight, the membership will not be $1,130. It will be more expensive. Okay. So in addition to you getting the 44% discount here now tonight, I'm also going to include anyone that signs up here tonight before midnight, a brand new Lenovo Android tablet with a quad core processor, which is absolutely perfect for mobile trading. And yes, we are going to cover the shipping, because I understand that the majority of you need to be able to trade on the go. You need to be able to trade at work. You need to be able to trade at your kid's soccer game, that many of you are not able to sit in front of your computer and trade all day like I can. So for those of you that sign up here now tonight, you are going to get included for free with your membership a brand new Lenovo Android tablet with a quad core processor, which is absolutely perfect for mobile trading. That is only for people that sign up tonight with coupon code TTG1120. So now what I'm saying to you is, for $1,130, you could get a simplified version of the education I received working at a hedge fund, access to our chat room for an entire year where you can listen to professional traders tell you what they're buying before they actually buy it. Okay, access to all of those courses, all those resources, $3,600 worth of tools. Get a free brand new Lenovo tablet that you can trade on the go with. Get a free one-on-one mentor session with a pro trader to talk about your individual trading, answer your questions and topics. All of that you can get right now for a 44% discount when you use coupon code TTG1120. If you are serious about becoming a consistently profitable trader, if this is something that you are trying to strive for, there has never been a better chance, a better time for you guys to do this, because what I am giving you guys here on this live stream is actually kind of crazy. Okay, it's actually kind of crazy. Okay, knowing that you have an 80% chance to make 7 to 10 times that membership fee back within the first 6 months of your membership. It's a no-brainer. Okay, stop losing money on your own and invest it in an education first. Please do not make the same mistake that most beginner traders do, where they put $5,000 into a trading account. It goes down to $2,000, $1,500. They don't know what to do, and they end up quitting. Instead of you doing that, okay, take $1,000 or $1,100 and put it into a TTG membership, and then take the $3,900, put that in your brokerage account and grow it to $10,000, $15,000, because that's what 80% of our members are doing in 6 months. Stop losing money on your own when you don't know what you're doing. Learn first, then trade second. Don't trade first and then learn second. That's backwards. All right. So guys, again, use that coupon code TTG1120 here tonight. If you guys do not, if you guys are still not sure if TTG is right for you, do not forget, we do have that 7-day trial for just $3. Guys, it's $3. It's a cup of coffee. Literally, it's a candy bar. Okay. What do you guys have to lose? Best $3 you ever spend in your entire life I'm telling you, $3 could potentially change your life. Shame on you. Shame on you. If you know, for $3, you're not willing to take a chance to change your life, go to ttgthree.com if you guys want to be part of that 7-day trial. Otherwise, join us at TTG11 with coupon code TTG1120 and get that 44% discount and a free Lenovo Android tablet with a quad-core processor, which is super dope and perfect for you guys to use when you're trading on the go. All right. So that's it here for us tonight, guys. Thank you for joining me on this live stream. You all are the best. If you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel, flip that notification bell, make sure you guys never miss any of these lives. And then, of course, smash that like button if you guys have not done so already. We'll see if we can get another 500 likes on this video before the night comes to an end. All right. Thank you so much, guys. You're the best. Love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning in chat, and we're going to look to kick some ass and take some names. I'm going to try to get some sleep early tonight, and then we'll be fresh and ready to rock and roll tomorrow morning. All right. Take it easy, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow.